get us a beer. Doing the beer run? Particular kind of beer or?
Angus, our favourite beer.
The Mexican beer.
The Mexican beer, man.
Mexican beer? What's it called? What's it called? Corona!
Wanna run away, get away from this mess. My head's going round, just thinking of nothing, baby. My life and making any sense.
Hey, welcome to the WOAFM 99 radio show. We've got a great show set up for you today. Of course, we've got our certified indie songs of the week, and I'm going to give you a lowdown on all the breakthrough artists that have made it into this week's certified indie songs of the week list. But I also want to tell you that I've got my dear friend Nicki Krris joining me live in the studio today, and we're going to be talking about well, so many things, really. One main focus of the conversation that I really want to put like a limelight on is the thing with Spotify and how independent musicians are being screwed over by Spotify. Could be other companies too, but Spotify seems to be the one company that's really going after independent musicians and just sort of messing up their. Well, you know what? You gotta stick around for the interview to really listen to my thoughts on it, to Nicki's thoughts on it, and also other musicians. You know, stuff that I've heard and stuff that I know about some parts of the industry that you might not be privy to. So do stick around for this interview. It's a fantastic show, and we'll be talking about, of course, the Grammys, and we're talking about the independent music business, songs, songwriting, things like that. So if you're an independent musician, you're going to love it. If you're someone from the music business, especially who's interested in the independent scene, our shows on the WFM 99 are weekly sort of chats that I have with musicians from the industry, producers, music industry professionals. It really does help you navigate the industry, especially if you're a musician. And if you are in the third category, which is the most important category in my opinion, and that is if you are an independent music fan, okay? Now you to me are the god, okay? So you are the one that I cater to in the biggest possible way, because an independent music fan is something very, very special. If you're an independent music fan and you're listening to this show, which means you are, you fall into a very special category, okay? And you know that click that you form, and when you discover great artists that you don't hear on top 40 radio and things like that, and then you slowly start to understand what the music business is all about and where the real music is all sort of available, or where you can find a font of sort of the best music, real music, so to speak, So that's what an independent music fan really is and gets to become, and really understand the music scene. So you too, if you're in that main third category, which actually should be the first category, I should say, you're going to love the shows we have, and you probably are an old school fan, like you've been listening for a while, which is why you seem to tune in every week. So without further ado, let me introduce to you our certified indie songs of the week. Now, next week is going to be a very special Grammy for Your Consideration episode, where I'm going to feature a lot of our WOA Records artists, WOA Records and Studios artists who have made it into the Grammy nomination ballots, okay? So each and every one of those artists who I'm going to feature next week has sent in radio plugs and things like that. So you need to tune in next week, okay? Don't forget. It's going to be wonderful. I'm also going to have one artist who's in the ballots and is a dear friend of mine, Carlton Jones. He'll be on the show in conversation. So we'll be chatting to him about the scene as well. Right, so without further ado, let's get into the certified indie songs of the week. So we kick off with my single, Mama Taught Me Dance Mix. Now, the reason I'm playing this is I don't usually just play my song out of the blue, but the producers and all, the entire team said we really do need to put the song out, because it was just released last week. Was it last week? Yeah, a week or so. And it hit number one on iTunes, Apple Music charts in like 5, 6, 7 countries. Number one in 5 countries, and then 2, 3, 4, whatever, in other countries as well. And that made it one of my biggest sort of commercial successes, you know. So Mama Taught Me Dance Mix is remixed by my dear friend DJ Xquizit from Mexico. He's US-Mexican DJ. He's had various Billboard and UK Top 40 chart hits alongside with me. So it's a really cool combination that we've had. So it's rock and dance put together. So if you haven't heard it, today's a good chance for you to really catch that song in all its glory. And by the way, the music video for the original version is going to be, actually, I think it's started already on VH1 in India and VH1 International in Dubai, North Africa, Singapore, all those kinds of places. So if you do watch TV now, you can watch the video. It's a special version, actually, a special edit for VH1 that you can catch. And also you can obviously watch the director's cut on YouTube, okay? youtube.com/Oliver Sean, one word, and you'll get the music video there. So do check it out. It's a fantastic video, directed by me, and that video has really helped the song really go up there, you know, on the charts with all the mainstream artists. That's my single, kicking the show off today. I hope you enjoy it. And by the way, next week we'll be featuring this in a big way and talking about more stuff about all the songs that have made it into the Grammy nomination ballots, including this one in the dance electronic category. So after Mama Taught Me Dance Mix, we've got a new artist that we've not played on the show before called Jenn DeSantis. And this song is called Freaks. And, you know, when I saw the name, I thought, oh, you know, Missy Elliott, Freak. I still love that song. When I was on MTV as a VJ, there was this thing that we did, and we were all on the sort of catwalk doing a dance step, and I had to do a dance step to the song Freak, you know, and this was on TV, like on proper national TV across the world, and I had to do a dance step on the Freak song. And when I saw the name Freaks, I said, oh, I gotta check this song out. It was such a good song. It's completely different from Missy Elliott, okay? This is a proper sort of rock, pop sort of kind of song. Very, very cool, very modern sounding track. I really like it. So Freaks by Jenn DeSantis. After that, we've got Hagen, and this song's called Dying Alone. Now, this song really captured my imagination. I mean, I just sort of fell in love with the song right away. He does sound a bit like one of my favorite singers. I don't usually say I've got a favorite singer, but Kris Stapleton, man, oh, Jesus Christ, he's just absolutely amazing. And I met him at the Grammys in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, and it was right there, right in front. Thankfully, I was sitting in the front seat at the Grammys, and Kris Stapleton, he won like 3-4 awards that year, and he was right there in front of me every time, and I was like, hey bro, that's awesome, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so Kris, I'm a big fan of Kris Stapleton. I don't usually say that, aside from Bryan Adams and, you know, Bon Jovi and those kinds of guys, and it's Kris Stapleton that I really love. So Hagen really reminded me a bit of Kris Stapleton, and the song is just, it really gets you. It's heart-wrenching, you know. It's a really cool song. And it is a duo. I don't know who the other singer is, but she's a female singer, very nice singer as well. So Dying Alone, one of my new favorites for season 28. Well, season 20 is just kicking off, but this is definitely one of my top favorites of the season. Well, after that, we've got Evolution by an artist called Jacques. Now, Kristi has been on the show before. She's a great artist, and this one is more, I would term it as power pop, or power, I wouldn't say rock, but it's got all those distortion guitars and all of that stuff, but it falls firmly in the power pop section. Now, tell me if you agree with me, if I've got that genre correct, okay? Some might call it modern rock, I don't know, but I wouldn't call it that. Beautifully produced, very well-made song. So after Jacques, we've got Juice, the Black Beethoven. Now, this is a WOA artist, and he's got a brand new album releasing next month. It's going to be on pre-orders this month, actually. And he sent a very special plug, a radio plug. So check that out. He's a funny guy, and the songs that he's written, it's beautiful tracks. This song is part of his Halloween album, so it's targeted to children, you know, children's album, that kind of stuff for the Grammys and all of that. But this song has never been played before anywhere, so we get exclusive rights to play this like a premiere, even though the song's not released yet, okay? So exclusive to WOA FM 99 because he's a WOA artist and we get the chance to do that. So I'm hoping you enjoy the song. I really love it. A great guitar work, I must say. Now, Juice is more a piano player and he doesn't have a lot of guitar stuff on his album. He's got guitars, but there's some really good guitar solos on this one. I really liked it. After that, of course, Nicki Krris joins me live in the studio all the way from the US and we talk about everything. We talk about Spotify and the issues we're having with Spotify, independent artists, and how they're basically screwing the independent artists, okay? Now, Spotify is having trouble with major label artists as well. So when it comes to independent musicians, nobody really knows what's going on. And it's a major thing that they're doing where they just take your album out or they take your single off if you're getting too many streams. And they go, oh no, how can you get that many streams? You're an independent artist. You can't really get that many, which means you got AI streams. So we're going to take your music off, even though they may be legit streams, you know. And now Nicki tells me that if you don't reach a certain number of streams, they won't pay you. So it's just ridiculous. And thankfully, I can talk about it on my show. We've got music industry professionals. We've got the entire Grammy community who listens to my show. So hopefully, a lot of people agree with our conversation that we had about Spotify today. And do stick around. You need to listen to whether you're a musician, a music industry professional, or as I say, my favorite category of listener, which is independent music fan. Okay, you gotta know what's happening to the independent musicians that you support. So I would say personally, avoid Spotify. Just listen to it on YouTube Music or YouTube or Apple if you're an iPhone user. Or YouTube Music is my favorite, actually, to be fair. Or Amazon if you're an Alexa user. You know, you've got so many options. Why go to Spotify if they're messing up with your independent artists that you are supporting, you know? So that's just my take. Let me know what you think. After that, we play a Nicki Krris song. It's called I Am Who I Am. And I must say, I don't remember this song from Nicki's album. And I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, well produced. Sometimes I listen to songs by my friends, you know, from the Grammys and all that. And I go, Jesus, how come I never heard that song before? Or what was I thinking of when I heard that song last time? Because it's so freaking amazing, you know? So I Am Who I Am by Nicki Krris. So you got to listen to that song. Beautiful track. After that, it's Use Me by Mojo Watson. Now, this song is it's kind of funny how I try to explain or try to tell you what I think about this song, right? It's kind of like, you know, Madness from the UK, Madness, the band, and they go a little more rocky. That's what this song is. To me, you know, it's really cool. I love it. Mojo Watson with Use Me. And then we've got my friends, The Silvers. The song that I'm playing today is And Then I Think of You. Now, this is from their album Paper Street. Now, this album is in for Best Rock Album of the Year in the Grammy nomination ballots this year. So I'll be playing this next week. I'll be playing other songs as well from the Silvers album, and they've sent in radio plugs and things like that, but that's for next week. But I'm playing this song today because this is a song we've never played before. I hope you enjoy it. And Then I Think of You. I can see the band changing their sort of style of music, not changing, but evolving, you know, from being very Beatlesque to sort of becoming a little more modern with their sound and making it a little more rocky. It's kind of like what the Beatles would do now if they were still together, you know, that kind of stuff. It's really cool. After that, we've got Dana Powell with Your Love Is Enough. Somehow this song sort of reminded me of Sheryl Crow back in the day. She doesn't sound like Sheryl Crow, but the style of music, that song, is similar to something that I would love to listen to from Sheryl Crow, you know. That kind of style, 90s sort of singer-songwriter, Americana, not really Americana, but, you know, pop rock kind of feel, folk rock, that kind of thing. So that's Dana Powell with Your Love Is Enough. And last but not least, we've got MaryAnn Stefanik. I hope I pronounced that correct, MaryAnn. The song is called Back Up Man. I do like this song. It's quite special. I mean, it's got that 80s feel. Somehow, I keep thinking of a Rob Lowe film. I don't know why. When I hear the song, I think it's because of the saxophone. Okay, because there was this film I saw back this was in the 90s when I was a kid in school. But this was an 80s film that I saw when Rob Lowe and all those guys, that entire clique from the 80s. You know, those kids who made those movies, the teenagers. I can't get the name. Elmo's Fire, maybe? I'm not sure. But anyway, Rob Lowe was a saxophone player. So when I heard this song, I sort of thought back to the 80s. That film came to mind, and Rob Lowe's saxophone came to mind, and that's why I think it just reminds me of that film. I don't know. Well, I love the song. It's very cool. And I hope you enjoy the show today. It's a great list of songs that we've got together. And don't forget to join me next week for the special Grammy FYC, which is for your consideration episode, where we're going to feature some of the best WOA international artists on the show. Oliver Sean signing out. I'll see you in the middle of the show when I'm chatting with me. Ciao.
Torn and tattered, I tried, but I failed. But hey, I'll keep trying. Yeah, 'cause that's what mama taught me. Made mistakes. Damn, I've been bad. But I was forgiven and I made amends. 'Cause that's what mama taught me. Oh yeah, 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 that's what mama taught me. Weathered and worn, drunk to the bone. I felt like hell, but I crossed that finish line. Well, 'cause that's what mama taught me. Women and wine, whiskey and pearls. You think you've got it all? Don't fall. Oh yeah, that's what mama taught me. Oh yeah, that's what mama taught me.
church. Hey, what the saying? We must not fall for the same chance, or it's not Adam, it's Steve. What a shame, you already know. Our love's on fire, they say burn it to the ground. Boy or girl, where's the option for no? Losing our minds in small town circus shows. We are the freaks. We are beautiful freaks. We are, yeah. We are the freaks. Beautiful warriors. Alright. Is it so freaky we don't wanna be impressed? Let our anthems be the echo in every footstep that we take. I'm the monster in the cage, but I'm not the one causing the pain. Why are you scared of me? Did I mess up your sanity? Silencer's got no room to speak. This life is not for the weak. Freaky Fridays, talk to God, but he'd say I'm marching with the parade. I'm a moving on a crime. We just want a freaky rights. Despise who I kiss, yet you get off on our sex. You're a joke. You already know. Our love's on fire, the sick burning. You're a man, so you can't be a girl. I can be anything a damn wanna be in this world. 'Cause we are the freaks. So beautiful freaks. We are, yeah. We are the freaks. Beautiful warriors. So I love it. We are beautiful freaks, yeah. We are the freaks, beautiful warriors. We just wanna be free. One day we won't have to feel this fighting until it's shameless. Put your hands up if you're feeling my song. Shout it out, your pride is powerful. One day we won't have to feel this fighting until it's shameless. Put your hands up if you're feeling my song. Shout it out, your pride is powerful. We are the freaks, yeah, beautiful freaks. We are the freaks, beautiful warriors. Oh, we are the freaks. We are so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We are the freaks, beautiful warriors.
She said, touch me like you don't wanna break me. Tell me you won't take me home. Sometimes it feels like we're faking. It's better than dying alone. It's better than dying alone. Where are you going now? I said I don't wanna go. What are you doing now? I can't keep up with the show. No, I can't keep up with the show.
Thought we had love yet between us. You know it's something to tend like a rose. And just 'cause the bloom is unseen doesn't mean that the flower it ain't gonna grow. uncovering what's inside of me, yeah. This is my evolution, a personal revolution. I am on a mission to change my existence. This is my evolution. Listen to my voice, every word I say. You can't stop me from living my own way. This is my evolution, a personal revolution. I am on a mission to change my existence. This is my evolution. I'm tired of waiting, not starting now, recreating myself. This is my evolution, a personal revolution. I am on a mission to change my existence. This is my evolution, a personal revolution. I am on a mission to change my existence. This is my evolution. This is my evolution.
Hey, everybody. This is Juice, the Black Beethoven, and you are tuned into the WOA FM 99 show with Oliver Shawn. Coming up next is my song, Wolfman Rock, Wolfman Rockin', which will be featured on my upcoming children's Halloween album called Juice's Kids Halloween Dance Smash Bash. I'm excited and proud to say that this is my very first album, and it will be released worldwide on WOA International in plenty of time for Halloween. Ow! The album will be available for pre-order and pre-sale this month, so please be sure to order your copy soon. And get ready to dance and howl like a Wolfman rockin'. Ow!
Time is wasting, people look at the clock. Get ready to jam, do the Wolfman rock. Try to tell me I belong in a cage, but I'm here to tell you I belong on the stage. Ain't gonna let nobody tell me what they think I should do, cause I was born to rock. What about you? I'm a Wolfman rock, Wolfman rock. Buy a guitar, keep the dance floor poppin'. Open up the door, don't you hear me knocking? I'm the Wolfman rock, Wolfman rockin'. I'm the Wolfman rock, Wolfman rockin'. Buy a guitar, keep the dance floor poppin'. Open up the door, don't you hear me knocking? I'm the Wolfman rock, Wolfman rockin', Wolfman rock, Wolfman rockin'. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. I'm a howling wolf, and I roll and rock. I can sing, I can dance, so don't be shocked. When I'm rocking on the stage, I'm on a natural high. Now my solo's gonna rock you up to the sky. Up the door, don't you hear me knocking? The Wolfman rock, I'm the Wolfman rockin'. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. So that's my story, and here we are. I was born to rock, both near and far. So when you hear me play my electric guitar, you're in the presence of a superstar. Wolfman rock, I'm the Wolfman rockin'. My guitar, keep the dance floor poppin'. Open up the door, don't you hear me knocking? I'm the Wolfman rock.
folks. Today it's a very special interview. I've got a very dear friend who has been with me on a major project, and we'll tell you all about it. It's none other than the amazing Nicki Krris. Nicki, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Oliver. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited.
I'm glad to have you finally on the show. You know, we've been talking about this, and you've been caught up with your new recordings and things like that. Tell us more about what's coming up. You've got a new song coming up, or an album, is it?
I have a new album. It's taken a lot longer to finish than I anticipated. So right now, I'm just finishing up mixing and mastering. We've just finished the final song, which actually features my son. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yes. And I'm targeting September, October release date. I don't actually have a firm release date yet, but I've decided to hold on to it and release it later in the year so that we can do the appropriate promo and all of that. So
that makes sense for sure. How old is your son anyways?
He is 21.
No way. Hey,
way.
What's he doing on the album? Is he singing? Is he playing a guitar or what?
He is singing. So he is singing. We're getting his feet wet with singing on one of my songs, but he writes. He plays a little bit guitar. He also does, mixing and producing and things like that. So he's starting to get into the business. But yeah, we figured we would give him a feature on one of my songs, and then we're going to work with him on some of his stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really, really good. Get into the family business of music.
Exactly.
That's so cool. And what else have you, has the album taken up all your time? Is that all you've been doing this past few months?
No. Doing a lot of the Sisters in Music, a lot of podcasts, things like that. Natalie and I are actually planning on Natalie Jean, who is my Sim cohort, co-founder, and good friend. We've been working on a big gala that we're going to be putting together and producing in January next year during the Grammy week, as everybody says it. Yeah, so we've been working on that. So we've been really busy with that, and we're trying to get, some sponsors and things like that to make that happen. But we're busy with our podcast. So, doing a lot of interviews, interviewing independent artists like you're doing here with me.
Absolutely.
Counterpart, right? But that's been keeping me busy.
Oh, that's good. Natalie was on the show as well. In fact, we were talking about you on the episode where she was featured. And we were talking about your stuff, how you guys are together. It's the same thing that you're telling me, actually. It's really cool. So you guys are we met in Vegas, didn't we? We had a great time. And,
yes.
And that photo of you, me, and Natalie together is so cool.
Yes.
Everybody loves that photo, man. They're like, wow, that's so cool. It's got so many hits on Instagram and stuff. It's really good. So, and what I did was I didn't have a photo of just me and Natalie. It was always you and Natalie and me together, right? So for her promo, I cut off you and I just showed me and her. And for your promo, I'm going to do the same and cut her out. So that's what we're going to do. So I want everyone to know, by the way, what's the name of your podcast?
My podcast is Mixing It with Nicki Krris.
Mixing It with Nicki Krris. And Natalie's is Chatting with Nats, I think, right?
Correct.
Right. And this is all part of the Sisters in Music thing that you guys have?
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. Okay. And we're also thinking about, or I'm actually thinking about, I have to talk to Natalie, but we're thinking about doing like some off-site songwriter retreats and things like that, or I would like to do that at some point in time with Sisters in Music. And we're also working on a magazine. Natalie's been spearheading that aspect. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon as well.
Jesus, how you guys have so much time to do all this stuff?
Yeah, good question.
So tell us more about what Sisters in Music is and how it came about. Like, what happened to that?
So Sisters in Music came about 3 years ago, and it was mainly started because I personally found that there wasn't any organizations out there that provided support for women in music specifically, even though we also support independent artists who are men. And, you know, or if somebody identifies as a man or a woman, however you want to say it, right?
Right.
So I couldn't find somewhere where I could actually go to get support. There are organizations like Women in Music that do provide some assistance, but for the most part, it's just like a mailing list, and you get like emails from people saying, hey, I need help getting a contact for this, or how can I reach out to so-and-so's manager? And it wasn't really giving me anything from a, you know, help perspective, right? Like you know, maybe like a songwriting workshop, or what are some of the best award platforms to potentially submit my music to? Do I have anybody, you know, I want to work with a woman producer. Where can I find that information? Or I want to collaborate with another female co-writer. How can I find that information out? So that's why we started it. I talked to Natalie and I said, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I had also started my podcast on a different channel and decided to take it on and do it on myself. So kind of just blossomed into that and expanded to where it is today.
Cool. So, Sister in Music, would you call it a very, I wouldn't say, is feminist a bad word, or is it okay?
It's okay.
So, is it a very feminist organization? Are you like all for the women and that kind of stuff?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So our motto is Sisters in Music and the men that support them.
Okay, now
So
that's what I wanted to ask you. Hang on, try and get what I'm saying, okay? It's an important thing I want to ask you, because this is in the news. We're talking about it at home, my mom and everybody. So you've done so much now to support women, correct? Like all you guys, you got this amazing organization because women don't have that kind of support. That's what you believe in, correct?
Correct.
How do you feel about the men now identifying as women and taking up, you know, whatever you've worked so hard for, and going, oh, I'm a woman now. So how does that affect you? How do you feel about that?
You know, to be honest, I haven't really thought about it in that context, but I actually have two sons, and they're 21, the oldest, and the youngest is 19. And, you know, they've made comments about the situation with, you know, even men identifying as women and going and playing in women's sports.
Yeah, that's my main thing, actually. And now I was trying to get that same topic, you know, about men in sports calling themselves women and taking over a woman's sport. Now doing it maybe in music as well. Why would they need to do that?
It's a very good question.
Yeah. Is it a loaded question? Is it? Are you?
It's a loaded question. It is a loaded question because, like, obviously, you know, I'm sensitive to the fact that somebody may identify as a different gender, right? You know, I'm definitely sensitive to that, but I'm also sensitive to the fact that I was born a woman.
Exactly.
And I've fought so hard, you know, in various aspects, and all women have fought so hard in various aspects to, you know, get to where we are today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. I'm trying to choose my words carefully here.
Yeah, don't worry. It's my podcast. Come on, you can be.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So, you know, it is a little. I'm not going to say it's disheartening, and it's also, you know, makes me a little bit angry that now somebody who isn't a woman by birth per se is now coming in and saying, well, I identify as a woman, so I'm going to do this. But I mean, we could say the same thing about AI too, right? You know, I mean, AI potentially now is coming in and could, you know, toss the music industry upside down.
Yeah, but AI is a machine. This is. I think this is just more. I'm not saying all the transsexuals or whatever. There are genuinely people who, whatever. But I can't say the words right. But I'm saying there are a lot of people who are doing this to take advantage. Like for example, gay guys. Regular gay people who are not very nice. Let's say nice being a simple word. Will go, okay, if I say I'm a transsexual, I can get even more, I can take advantage of more situations and more opportunities, that I shouldn't actually have access to. You know what I mean? I don't know why we're talking about this, but I'm just talking because of the Sisters in Music thing, and I wanted to know how that is,
Yeah, I mean, I do know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
In those instances, shame on them, right?
Exactly.
You're right. I mean, that's you're always going to have somebody that's going to try and take advantage of the situation, regardless of whether they're man or woman, or identify as a man or identify as a woman. Now, people that are purposely doing that so that they can benefit, in my opinion, they're no better than anybody else that does it for any other, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah. But the funny thing is, the people who come into the news are not the genuine people who identify as man or woman. You know what I mean? These are always the ones who are taken advantage, and they're given a bad name to the genuine people. That's what I think. Like Budweiser, for example, that Dylan whatever guy. I mean, he's just a gay guy who now says, oh, I'm a transsexual. And hey, Budweiser got screwed completely because of that. You know what I mean? Good for them. It's a good thing they did get screwed because of, I'm sure they knew what was going on. And they still went along with it. Oh, that's the situation with that, huh?
Yeah. But, going back to Sisters in Music, we primarily work to support and uplift women in the music and entertainment industry, right? And it's not just artists, it's also managers, producers, anyone in music and entertainment. That's our forte. Okay. But we're not going to turn around and totally dismiss an independent artist who happens to be male.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So it is feminist, but it is not like that hardcore.
We're not. Exactly.
Cool. Okay, good. And we got to tell everybody that you were part of the Real Indie Project, the album that hit the Billboard Top 10, number 8 on the blues charts. How cool was that?
That's like awesome. I still sit there and say that to people. I'm like, look, I'm a Billboard charting artist. See, right here.
And the thing is that till today, songs from that album keep hitting the charts, on iTunes, on Amazon, all of a sudden out of the blue. Because what I do is I add those songs to the WOA compilations, like Independent Number Ones and Go What You Love Zones every year that comes out. I go, you know what, let's add a new version, a remastered version of one of those songs that I just love all those songs, And then boom, it's number 1 again on iTunes or something. How cool, man. That's really amazing.
I know it is really amazing. And what would even be more amazing is if we did another album or at least another song.
I know, right? I was about to talk about that. I mean, we started with one song, right? Every Day Will Be Like a Holiday, the cover that I did. And then I was talking, you were the first person I talked to. I said, I want to do this collaboration thing. And it was you who actually got together all the musicians and introduced so many of them to me that I didn't know before. I knew some, I didn't know the others, and you were the one, like the glue that brought together, all the others. It was so fun. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, and we got to work on another track, for sure. And
yes, we should definitely do something.
Yeah, and what I wanted to ask you was, how is it going with you with Spotify? Because a lot of people have been complaining about Spotify clamping down on AI-supported listeners and things like that. So when you do a promotion on Spotify, for example, like you get a promoter and they go, oh yeah, we're going to push you to playlist, blah, blah, blah. And then a playlist that you're put into, for no fault of yours. I mean, you go, oh, they like my song, they want to add me to this playlist. But that playlist might have, say, 100,000 listeners. From there, maybe 10,000 are AI listeners or bots, as they say. And then now Spotify is making it the fault of the artist. Did you know that?
I hadn't heard that one specifically. I know that Spotify has also started to challenge where they're not even going to pay you until you get to a certain amount of streams.
No way.
So, yeah, I know that they're doing that as well, which, in my opinion, almost, it's like, why am I releasing to Spotify?
Yeah.
Right?
You know what?
I mean,
I really, sorry to interrupt you, but I really am so connected with you on this one, because I think independent musicians should just stop, just freaking stop giving it to Spotify for what they're doing. Because I think artists who are reaching, genuine independent artists who are reaching, say, 100,000 streams, 200,000 streams, Spotify is then investigating that. Are you investigating Justin Bieber? How many AI bots are listening to him? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
no, you're exactly correct, because here's the challenge, right? As an independent artist, it's hard to get listeners, streams, and things like that, right? Because labels have so much more backing, monetary backing, the ability to promote more, marketing, and all of that stuff.
Of course.
And you want to get your music out everywhere so that you have the potential for anyone to listen to it. Correct. It's kind of like a catch-22 at this point, especially with Spotify, because you want to get it out everywhere, but at the same point in time, like you mentioned, if you actually really do have true fans and listeners and you're able to build up that base, and all of a sudden you do get a lot of streams, and now Spotify is starting to investigate you, you question, well, why am I even releasing it there? Exactly. But you almost have to release it there because you don't have the monetary backing to push any place else.
Right. But
it's tough.
Yeah, but I can twist that on the head. Like this, I'm literally thinking about this as I talk to you, right? Now we, as independent musicians, are really gaining traction on social media. We spend all our time there, right, to promote ourselves, to talk to other musicians, the Grammy Voting, all of that stuff. So our Instagram profiles, our Facebook supporters, we've got lots of them now. We are verified officially, legacy verified, all that kind of stuff. And now you can put a post out and have your song as the backing of the song, right? So,
yes.
And most people are listening to our music on social media, not on Spotify. Because if you think about it, Spotify, you've got to spend money to get onto playlists. You've got to promote and market, and you get nothing out of that. And now the fact that they're saying, reach a certain amount of streams, and then we'll pay you, that we might as well stick with Apple Music, which is your standard, Amazon Music, whether it's there or not, doesn't really matter. And get your music on all social media sites where you have tiny bits, and then people can go wherever it is and then download your song or listen to it on your website, And Spotify is just, their catalog is growing and growing and growing because the majority of it is independent music.
Yeah, you're actually making me think about a lot of stuff, especially as I start to put together my promotional package for the album. And I haven't uploaded it to my distributor yet, right? Okay. So I can easily say, no, I don't want it to go to Spotify.
Yes.
I can push it in other places.
This is a great thing we're talking about because, a lot of, like 50% of my listeners, we've got a lot of listeners, and 50% of them are musicians, independent artists, who listen in. And this is a great thing to talk about. Think about this. You put a brand new song out, okay? On Apple Music, when you promote it and people go to listen to it on Apple Music doesn't tell them, this has had only 10 listeners or 20 listeners or 5,000 listeners or 50,000 listeners, right? It'll just give your song and give it the promotion and the support it deserves. Same with Amazon, same with, I think, Deezer. I think so, I'm not too sure, but I'm thinking. But at least with Apple Music, it's just your song, and people don't judge your song based on how many people are listening to it. But Spotify very specifically states how many listeners you've got. So how is it going to help you? If you're a brand new artist or an independent artist who doesn't have a following on Spotify, right? And it shows, you've got 20 monthly listeners and you've got this brand new song. new listeners are going to go there and go, yeah, I'm just going to pass through that. This person only has 20 listeners. But on Apple Music, when they see it for the first time, they will judge you for the song, not for how many listeners you've got. Do you get what I'm saying? Does it make sense?
No, it does. It does. And I never really looked at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And now that you've talked through it, I mean, it definitely makes sense. I've also noticed that TikTok is another place.
Fantastic place, TikTok is.
That artists are getting noticed. I'm literally sitting here looking while we're on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting here looking at my song stats because I have the song stats app.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of plays on like TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I am getting some on Spotify, but that's old stuff, right?
Exactly.
And it's stuff that I actually had placed on TV shows. So
exactly. Yeah.
people know those songs from TV shows.
Correct.
But you're making me think.
Yeah. Because in the end,
with this
Nicki,
new,
it's brand packaging. It's branding, right? And you want to show yourself as a top brand because you've been in the industry for a while. And Spotify works very weirdly because, say, the major label artists have 1.5 million listeners every month. I can guarantee you 50% of that are bots. Okay?
probably.
But Spotify doesn't stop them. It doesn't take that album out because the label freaking owns their ass. You know what I mean? But
I agree.
But from our listeners, if say 10% are bots, they're going to investigate you and get your album out, and you have to put a, oh, please put it back on, blah, blah, blah. We're so sorry. We didn't know, all that kind of bullshit, right? And by the way, TikTok is one of the biggest platforms now for Billboard. When they're counting, they're now looking at TikTok. Did you know that?
No, I did.
They don't give a shit about Spotify anymore because they know what's going on there. So they're because I have a label like WA Entertainment, is a massive label now, independent scene, and we have so many artists who've hit Billboard charts, iTunes, all of that stuff. But I speak to the guys in Billboard, we have direct contact, and they said, Oliver, you get your artists recognized on TikTok because we actually look at that, and they don't give a shit about Spotify. I mean, yeah, like 25,000 streams will probably be considered as an album download. It's that bad. Maybe not even that, maybe more, But on TikTok, the more, because you can get so many views, right? And your music is the background of your reel. And that is a huge thing for Billboard and for national charting. How cool. That is an important thing to think about. Yeah.
As I'm sitting here today, writing up my to-do list.
Yeah.
I'm going to add in a lot of, promo for TikTok and things like that, because I'm currently building out the promotional strategy for the album, which is why I said I don't know exactly when it's going to come out because I want to make sure that I'm calculated with it.
Of course.
So,
by the way,
I'm definitely going to consider not doing Spotify.
Good. I'm getting the message out. That's good. That's cool. But did you know that TikTok, they contacted me and they wanted me to sign a distribution deal with them specifically for TikTok. So the music I give to them, they said we won't take it from the other distributors. We'll only take it from you directly. And they give you an artist channel and all that. You really should look into that if you're eligible for that. Because that way, they start pushing your song to people to use in reels. And their payout, I'll tell you one thing, their payout to musicians for your music distributed directly with TikTok is way more than any other major streaming platform. That's another major
Really?
thing. Yes. Absolutely. And you can get in touch with TikTok as a musician, as an artist, and say, I want to work with you, I want to send my music directly to you, and you can do that.
Huh.
Yep.
But can you still release it in other...
Absolutely. But you can't, but they won't take your music from, say, CD Baby or whoever is distributing your music to the other platforms. TikTok will be like, no, I have a direct deal with the artist, so I don't need you to send me their music. I'm working with the artist directly.
I'm going to have to look at that.
Yeah. I'm a fountain of information. Yeah, I think having the label and constantly working on projects, with marketing and all of that, you really get to know the business, and you start to get jaded with a lot of these people who supposedly are, what do you call them, supporters of independent music, and they're not. All they're doing is making money off of your music, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I've struggled a little bit even with distributors.
Yep.
I historically have always used CD Baby.
Mm-hmm.
I at one point in time was using DistroKid as well, and have totally thrown them away.
Okay.
And then it's hard to get into like places like Sony Orchard.
Okay.
As well, at least for me, I've not been able to get in with them. So it's tough because I don't like TuneCore. I've heard horrible things about how they have treated independent artists. So, you're stuck.
They just take your money, don't they? Like, what's this, TuneCore and DistroKid? They'll be like, oh no, the site is not giving us your money. But then they have been paid, and they'll be like, no, we don't think your song got that many streams or some shit like that. That's what I've heard.
Well, and TuneCore also has been known to remove artists' content.
Okay.
Without any notification or any reason. Like, that happened last year with a song that I was on, a collaboration. All of a sudden, TuneCore just took it down.
And then did you re-release it with another distributor?
The artist did end up re-releasing it with another distributor. And, after fighting tooth and nail to try and get it put back up.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't put it back up. So it had to be re-released a different way.
Jesus Christ.
Which is horrible because, that just goes to show you how much they're in the, dare I say, major label pocket and even Spotify pocket, because it was all tied together with some stuff that happened on Spotify.
Right. And I think it sucks that we as independent artists, we are so strong together, but a lot of independents don't understand that, and they try to compete with each other and they try to backstab and all that. And you really shouldn't do that, because if we are together, we can really turn this industry on its head, because we are sending stuff to Spotify or CD Baby and TuneCore and all these guys. They survive on independent musicians. A major label is not going to release their artists on a CD Baby site, So if the independent musicians go, screw you, I'm just going to release it on my own, on a platform that doesn't take away my rights. I mean, we are independent for a reason. We could have signed up. I was signed up to major labels, 2 of them, in fact, and I told them to basically fuck off, because I was like, you ain't going to tell me what to do, And being independent is all about having control of your own music. And now these guys are taking control of your music. The guys who are supposed to just distribute your music, and they think they own your music. How screwed up is that, man? It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And you actually hit on something, which is another reason why Sisters in Music was started. You hit on the fact that we shouldn't be competing with each other. We should be working together. True. We go by the philosophy of a win for one is a win for all, right? Be the person that says congratulations when somebody wins an award. Be the person that supports another person's music. Go and pay 99 cents to download a song.
Correct.
It's not that hard to do that.
Yeah.
Or, support it by streaming and acknowledging and giving those congratulations, sharing things on social media. Yeah. We need to do that as independents as well, regardless of whether or not we're male or female. We need to support each other. Yeah. And you're exactly correct. It's the whole philosophy, together we are stronger methodology, right? Yeah. One voice may not be heard, but millions together will not be silenced.
Yeah. I think we've made a dent in the Grammys as well, don't you think? Because now I think we are getting more, I wouldn't say recognition, but at least they respect the independent artists a little more, just a tiny bit more than what they used to.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think it really depends on what genre and what category you're
Oh, yes,
in.
of course. In fact, I wanted to talk to you about that. Yeah.
Yes, there definitely is a stigma in certain genres in regards to independent versus label.
Right.
And, I don't know if that's ever going to change.
There's no way around it, is it? Like if you're pop or even rock, you can't even imagine getting a nomination in the Grammys for the mainstream genres. And even the labels are now even looking at the minor genres and going, oh, you know what? We can get ourselves a few Grammys there too, so let's take that on as well.
Yeah, I mean that's my album is a rock album.
Correct.
And I thought about that when I was working on it. I originally was looking at doing a contemporary blues album, but I didn't want to completely rebrand myself because that's what it would have needed. I would have completely had to rebrand myself as a contemporary blues artist, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided to just stick with rock because I generally do rock and pop and those types of things.
Correct.
I'm releasing the album for me.
Yes.
And putting the music out into the world for me, not for a Grammy. And, will I promote it come the time frame? Yeah, absolutely. But I also know, I mean, unless something happens to where, somehow one of the songs has been able to get on, Sirius XM or something like that, or it's done really well.
Yeah.
Or it's hit the Billboard charts or whatever. I know for a fact I absolutely have no chance whatsoever because it's going to be in rock.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah, you're competing Foo Fighters and Green Day, for God's sakes.
Well, exactly. I mean, and it's purely label focused.
It is, absolutely. Which is something I've been talking to a lot. I spoke to some of our common friends who won Grammys and nominated and all of that. And part of our community, our special group that we've got. And I keep asking them, I said, do you only think about how it's going to be categorized and is there a chance of winning a Grammy when you make your music and you brand your music, or are you doing it for the sake of music that you used to do when you were a kid, And a lot of people, they go, oh, that's a tough question, because most of them are now looking at their music releases based purely on the Grammys. And I'm like, that is not you anymore, You're changing your music just to get into a certain category or something like that.
And those are the people that won't get my vote.
But that's the thing, that you can tell when it is a forced production or it's a forced song.
Exactly.
You can tell, people go, dude, that's not you. That doesn't sound like it's from your heart, That's packaged like the top 10 songs that you listen on radio, and you can tell, Jesus, that's 25 producers sat together with 50 songwriters to write one line of a song that has one line, and that gets, all these top 10s and all that stuff. But it's just bullshit,
Yep. No, you and I are on the same page with that one. I do not agree with an artist changing what they're doing just specifically to potentially get into a category in hopes of getting an award or a nomination.
Absolutely.
To me, they're selling out.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are doing that now without even realizing it. They're not selling out because they want to sell out, but they think that's how the industry is and that's how they should be. And I think that really should stop now, because the music is taking a hit and your real fans are getting disappointed with your music. You know, they may be there to support you, but they're going, hey, his first album or his second album was so cool. What's happened to this one? You know, it's polished. It sounds very well. You know, the levels and everything are great, but the song just is crap. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think artists really need to sit up and smell the coffee, man. The music industry is ridiculous.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I changed my mind on the contemporary blues album.
Gotcha. But you know, hang on, before you continue. Contemporary blues, you know, your rock, a lot of it is blues rock. You know, it can very easily be categorized as blues rock, and there's no one who can tell you it's not blues rock, because rock and blues rock is very closely related, unless you're doing hardcore metal or something like that, you know. So if you wanted to do contemporary blues, you very well could.
And I agree with you, but I didn't do it specifically because one of the people that I actually co-wrote a song with, and I was going to use it on the album, I actually started, you know, working with people with co-writing contemporary blues songs and things like that.
Okay.
And then I said, that particular genre, right? Like they were very focused on it has to be this way in order to, you know, win a Grammy. And I'm like, well, I don't want to just do an album to win a Grammy, right? I want to do an album because this is the type of music that I want to put out. And this is, you know, I have something to say in this particular style. I don't want to just create an album just to get into the Grammys. But that started the whole spiral staircase of, well, you're going to need to rebrand yourself, and you're going to need to start going to all of these blues conferences and all of this and all of that. And you're not going to be able to do pop anymore, and you're not going to be able to do regular rock anymore. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, sometimes I release albums and you've got a blues song, and I love my blues. I'm a blues guitar player, right? So I've got a blues song, and then you've got a country song, right? And then you've got like a rap song mixed with pop, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you. This is my album. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do with it. You know, I just add whatever the hell I want, and the songs are great, and people love the songs, and it's on MTV and VH1, and I rather do that, you know, because my fans are taking me there, than do something that is completely not me. And they go, oh, I can't put this song in this album because it won't then be categorized in Americana. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sorry about all the, sorry about all the fucks today. I just get into this.
Hey, it is what it is,
It is
right?
what it is, right? Yeah. Oh, man. It's a great chat we're having there.
But you're
I'm loving
right.
it.
But you're right, Oliver. I mean, this is exactly the thing. You and I think exactly the same way.
Exactly, yeah. That's why we got together to collaborate on that album, man. We got everybody in together. We got Volume 2 coming out soon, guys.
Yes.
Volume 2.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, but this time you're going to let me do some co-writing.
Oh, yes, I know. You've been talking about that a lot, and I've been putting it off. But I'll tell you what, Nicki, let's start this project with us writing a song first together, okay? And then let's go from there. And then we get all our friends in on that one song, and then maybe it moves on to the album, and I can put it all my other tracks and all that stuff. But let's get that one song together. Let's do that now.
All right. It's on the air, folks. You heard it.
And it's going to be so many genres in it, you won't know what the fuck to do. We're going to get rap stuff, we're going to get metal in there, we're going to get it all. And let's see what the Grammys do when we put it in. Let's see where they put us.
I know.
That'll be fun. Hey, how's your social media thing going? I mean, do you struggle? To be honest, let me tell you, I struggle with. I've been talking to Kit and Falu and all these guys, you know, about how I struggle with social media. Like, I only look at social media like a musician, right? About my fans. So I'll put a reel or a photo with my music, and for that day or for a couple of days, that's going to be pushed and promoted by my team. And that's it, right? I don't really have that thing in me where I go and I have to socialize with the other musicians and all that kind of stuff. And I know that's a big thing that all of you do, and I struggle doing that because to be fair, I'm caught up with all the other things, building this bloody studio first. And how do you manage that? I mean, are you happy to do that, or do you struggle, or do you push? You have to push yourself to be social on social media.
It depends.
Okay.
I'm going to actually say all of the above. For me specifically, I'll be honest, this year I've been not as active on social media as I have in the past.
Okay.
Primarily because I've just been so busy.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the chance to really go out and just constantly, stay up to date with. So I try.
Yeah.
I have enough struggle just doing my promotional posts for the podcast and things like that.
Yeah.
I plan on picking a lot of that stuff up and doing more, obviously, as I start promoting the album. But like many independent artists, I'm a single point of failure. It's me, right? So if I have, and while I do use tools to help with social media posting and things like that, I still have to spend time filling out those tools and getting all the social media posts together and then scheduling them and all of that, right? And all of that stuff takes time. Correct. I don't have a team that goes out and does stuff. I do and have in the past actually gone and gone to certain events to socialize a little bit more with, some of our peers in the music industry and things like that. Not as much as other people, but I have attended events. I am actually planning on attending events this year as well as I start to promote the album. I pick and choose. I'm not as, gung-ho as I have to go to everything than everybody else. And, I will step away from social media when I feel that it's too much or where I just don't think it's going to give me any benefit.
Gotcha. And what do you think about the people who come out of the woodwork just during the FYC period? You know who they are.
A lot of those people get ignored.
Do they? But I see all of a sudden they're your best friends and oh my God, blah, blah. And then boom, they're just gone. And I'm like, oh my God, It's so openly done. And maybe some don't even realize it. They go, hey, I've got my new music now. But what I'm saying is, to me, I look at it and I feel a sick feeling, when I see that. And I go, how can people not realize that it's so transparent?
Because they're self-absorbed.
Ah, that's it.
I mean, this is the main reason why I'm not releasing my album this year. Okay. I originally was planning on getting my album out in May. Okay. And it's now end of June. Right. So I could rush and get it out in July and do what everybody else is doing. If we're talking about just like FYC focusing on Grammys and things like that, I could easily do that. Yeah. And push it, bug everybody, come out of the woodwork. But I'm not going to do that. And I'm not doing it because I'm doing it purposely to wait. They're going to be so sick of hearing about this album come next year's FYC, right? That they're going to be like, oh my God, Nicki. Right. But I mean, in my opinion, that's the appropriate way to do it.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Maybe you could even consider putting out a single now and then use the entire year. Is that possible to do? Like you can put a single from the album?
Well, I thought about that. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that or not. Okay. And the reason being is promotional budget.
Right.
If I put a single out, I obviously have to promo it. Yeah. And then I would also, have to promote the album when that comes out. So
it's the same kind of money.
It's Well, the money's the same, right? Yeah. So you have to kind of be like, all right, do I just wait and maybe build up the pot a little bit more, release the album completely, and maybe when the album gets released, push one or two singles a little bit harder than, you could do everything all at once.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rather than splitting it up.
Cool. And I also want to ask you, are you doing a lot of tours? Are you going to be promoting your album with like gigs around the country and stuff?
That is an awesome question. Right now, I have nothing planned.
Okay.
And I actually even have not performed locally in a while. I was in a local band up until last December.
Oh, wow.
But they've disbanded. So I really haven't been doing a lot of performing.
Okay.
I did do a couple of songs in LA at our last Sim Jam. So I did perform then. Cool. But I haven't been doing a lot of performing as of late. I've got to find some folks to work with so that I can do some of that.
Right.
But that's another thing I actually need to plan. I need to figure out CD release and, maybe it'll be just like a listening party or something like that. But I've got to figure that out. Yeah,
I think doing a few gigs in the coming year, like September, October, November onwards, that'll really help the promotions of the album overall for your fans.
Yeah.
And everything, it'd be really cool. And go on.
No, I was going to say the challenge is going to be some of the material is actually real heavy orchestral rock.
Oh, really?
So I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I've have Kit on a couple of songs.
Oh, yeah.
So
he gets his orchestral stuff going, doesn't he? He loves that.
Yeah. But it works. It works with the two. He's got two songs that he worked with me on the album, so
nice.
It definitely works.
Cool.
But I'll have to figure that out.
Cool. And do you wanna plug in your social media accounts for people to check you out?
Absolutely. Real simple, NickiKris.com. So NICKIKRIS.com is my primary website. I'm literally at Nicki Krris on everything. Instagram, so Twitter, Nicki Krris Music on Facebook. I am on TikTok, obviously Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
Nice.
Bandcamp. All of that fun stuff. And then Sisters in Music is sistersinmusic.org.
Okay.
And you can find us there and all of our socials there as well.
Awesomeness. And what song do you want us to play today to all our fans in the UK and in India and all of that?
Ooh, I don't know. What do you have for me?
Hey, it's your song. You got to tell me what you want them to hear.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I'll also be playing one of our songs from the Devil Is Back album, but that's besides the point. I want one of your songs, just yours, for people to listen to yours.
One of my songs.
Yeah.
So you know what? One of my favorite songs is... So I have two favorites. I Am Who I Am. So that's kind of like a rocky song. So that's a really good one. Okay. And then there's Rise.
And this is from your new album, or is it?
No,
okay.
None of my new album stuff is out.
I know Rise. I've heard Rise.
Now, I could share with you one of the new songs.
Okay.
But it depends on when you plan on airing this, because I don't know if I have anything ready.
Okay. Let's have two options, right? Ready to go. And it could either be one of your brand new songs that no one's heard, or is just coming out, or you're just starting to promote it. Because, radio and podcasts, we can play a song before it's even on Spotify, just to give people a kind of like a quick view of the track. Or we can play one of your other songs, like Rise, or what's the other one you just said?
I Am Who I Am.
That's the one. I Am Who I Am. From these two, which is your favorite?
Oh, well, that's hard. Okay, I Am Who I Am, because that's actually one of my favorite songs and it doesn't get a lot of airplay.
Okay.
So that one would be one, but I'm going to I have two cover songs on the new album.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to grab my Cheap Trick cover song.
Oh, nice.
I Want You to Want Me. So I'm gonna get that one, and that would be the
Hey,
second off.
speaking of, I Want You to Want Me. Wasn't that the song you wanted me to jam with you at the LA gig that we were gonna do for the Grammy?
The Vegas one? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the song, wasn't it? I remember that name. I was like, oh my god, that's the one she wanted me to do.
Yes, and I actually have it recorded,
Fantastic.
and it's going to be on the album, and then there's another cover on the album as well.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna be a surprise, guys, when this interview airs. We don't know which song we're gonna play, but so stick around. It's coming up now.
Keep telling myself that I need to let go. Keep telling myself things that I should already know. Keep telling myself this doesn't have to be the end. Wake up, wake up, wake up and start again. All I ever wanted was to be me, to follow my dreams and be everything I thought I could be. What gave you the right to take that away from me? Tired of fighting, trying to make you understand. I am who I am. Keep telling myself that tomorrow is another day. Keep telling myself I have the strength to walk away. Can't mistake it, I can no longer take it. No one has won. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free to be me. All I ever wanted was to be me, to follow my dreams and be everything I thought I could be. What gave
to make you moan. Take a bite, the kind that excites. I'll take you higher than a SpaceX flight. See the smoke from a sinking boat. I'm swimming like shine on the northeast coast. Use me, not for free. Baby, can you undo your hold on me? Because I consume you, don't make you part of me. Our state of affairs, baby, is so heartless to me. But I know that sometimes the used want to be used for free. Lie to me, gaslight me. I won't love you at the end of the week. You're uptight, you can't get right until I feel that hole in your heart tonight. Ignore me, just don't bore me. I know that other girls adore me. Use me, not for free. Use me, not for free. Use me, not for free. Use me, not for free.
Every day I wake up almost empty, with nothing there but fear and despair. I ignore the news because I've seen plenty of another war about which no one seems to care. I've had enough of this job in this city, but I see no joy in being elsewhere. I'm losing hope that an answer's somewhere out there. And then I think of you, and I realize there's a purpose waiting for me. And when I think of you, I get a glimpse of who I really could be. I've heard the talk about letting love in, but there's no way with this bricked up heart. I sometimes picture some kind of ending, but then I see it all coming apart. I'm so tired of these thoughts and musings. My brain could do with a brand new start. I look around and I know that I've had enough of making life so hard. And then I think of you, and I realize there's a purpose waiting for me. And when I think of you, I get a glimpse of who I really could be. And then I think of you, and I realize there's a purpose waiting for me. And when I think of you, I get a glimpse of who I really could be. It seems like nothing I can do will bring the sunshine my way. And then I think of you, and I know it'll be a brighter day. It seems like nothing I can do
sunshine my way. And then I think of you, and I know it'll be a brighter day. There's a purpose waiting for me, and when I think of you, I get a glimpse of who I really could be. And then I think of you, and I realize there's a purpose waiting for me. And when I think of you, I get a glimpse of who I really could be.
Time that I feel I can breathe, and this is the first time that I can always tell what you're thinking. I can read your mind, looking in your eyes, telling me everything. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? It comes so easy, like I've always been with you, like I've always been with you. This might sound crazy, but I want nothing more than us. Your love is enough. You're there to answer before I've even called, and you're there to catch me before I have even fallen. You're one step ahead, like I've always said. You give me what I need. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When it comes so easy, like I've always been with you, like I've always been with you. This might sound crazy, but I want nothing more than us. Your love is enough. Oh, what does it seem? You don't even have to try. Everything you do feels right. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When it comes so easy, like I've always been with you, like I've always been with you. This might sound crazy, but I want nothing more than us. Your love is enough. What am I supposed to do? Your love is enough. Like I've always been with you, like I've always been with you. Your love is enough. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Your love is enough. Like I've always been with you, like I've always been with you. Your love is enough.
Hear my backup man, guitar and sax in hand. Let's write a song, sit by my side. Oh, let's converse a while. Watch his stare, what's going on in there? Don't you wanna share? Oh, come on and let it out. Oh, let it out. Watch him now, see the light in his eyes. Hear the sounds as they begin to rise. It's another dimension, can you feel it inside? Oh, watch him now. Oh, now. Watch him now. Yeah, now. Watch him now. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Can you hear it? Do you want it? Don't you love it? Whoa, whoa. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Can you hear it? Do you want it? Don't you love it? Whoa, 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 whoa. Watch him now. Oh, now. Watch him now. Yeah, watch him now. Now. Watch him now. My backup man, guitar and sax in hand. Let's write a song, sit by my side. Oh, let's converse a while. Watch his stare, what's going on in there? Don't you wanna share? Oh, come on and let it out. Oh, let it out. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Can you hear it? Do you want it? Don't you love it? Whoa, whoa. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Can you hear it? Do you want it? Don't you love it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, watch him now. Oh, now. Watch him now. Watch him now. Oh, now. Watch him now. Watch him now. I'm going insane. I've forgotten my name. No matter where I go, what I do, as he is again.